So I wanted to talk to you guys about Tesla and Ford and, kind of what's on the mind right now. So, I was trying to get Tesla to buy back my Cybertruck, and I had just about all but given up hope because I haven't heard a thing. We're going on 4 months now that I've submitted the request to buy back and nothing. I was just kind of expecting that they weren't going to, and it really wasn't worth my time to try and continue. So I figured I was just going to be stuck with this truck, truck that's worth half what I paid for it now. Just going to be done, just going to be stuck with it. There's no chance I'm going to go sell it for half what I paid and take that huge of a loss. I'll drive it till the wheels fall off. Like, that's my thought. But last week, I got an email from Tesla acknowledging my buyback request and told me they would let me know a decision as soon as the one is reached. And that kind of got my gears turning, got me thinking, like, okay, so, at least they acknowledged it, at least we're moving forward to some extent. This may actually happen. And now it's got me to thinking, like, I really could move forward with getting that Super Duty again, the way I had planned on doing, and, going that route. So I started looking at Super Duties, just kind of getting an idea of what I wanted. I was looking at 25s, because obviously I wanted a 24 limited. It's the last year they did limited, but the only limited dually in the country has sold. That was one I've been watching for months, and it's gone now. So I guess I have to move into 25s and just kind of, figure it out. You can get a Platinum Plus, which is basically the same thing as a limited. It just doesn't have the limited badge and the applique and the center console that says this is truck whatever of whatever, none of that. So yeah, really couldn't find any Platinum Plus in the country that wasn't like over MSRP at this point, especially like dual rear wheel, what I want kind of thing. I did find one which was at MSRP, and it was 104 or something. It's a little high. It's a little higher than I was wanting to spend on a truck. I was really hoping to keep it under 100, but So I went to the Ford website and I built a truck, 25 Platinum Plus, exactly the way I wanted it. It came out to like 107, perfectly the way I wanted it. And I thought, well, there's a chance I can talk to the dealer that I bought my truck last through. They should still be willing to do X-Plan like they did originally. And there's a chance it could be right at 100, maybe a little under. My last truck was 106 configured, and I paid 98 for it with X-Plan. So there's a really good chance that we could get it right at 100, which would be perfect. So I sent the guy an email, the guy that I had worked with last, and I was just like, look, I'm not ready to order just yet, but this is what I'm looking at. Send him a link to it. I'm just like, if we order this with X-Plan, what am I looking at? Well, it's been a couple of days, and this morning he did email me back and said that the 25 model year model, whatever, order banks are closed. They're not doing 25s anymore. I can go ahead and order a 26 though. And I was like, okay, I didn't even know anything about 26. I've not done any research. So let me do some research and I'll let you know. There's no build and price tool for the 26 model year. So I just had to start doing my digging like I usually do, checking out people like Long MacArthur Ford and Town and Country TV and just kind of seeing what they were saying about the 26s. And I think it's a great idea to wait and get the 26 versus going and buying a 25. So I wanted to break that down for you and just kind of tell you what's up, what's changed, what's new with the 26s. That makes a whole lot of sense to me. My biggest issue and complaint about my 24 was the dummy hub in the front right that locks your four-wheel drive on the right side all the time, and then your left side is automatic lock and unlock when you're not using it. So I really hated that. Just hated the, the always locking right hub. And I went through the process of buying the parts and replacing them in my last truck to make sure that it was, both hubs are automatic locking, unlocking, so that it's not always locked, because that's unnecessary wear and tear on your front suspension, your axle, everything else, wearing out. So Ford must have realized what a mistake they made, and for 25-year model, they actually went back to using the old system where you don't have to fix it as soon as you buy it, kind of thing. So I don't even have to worry about that part. That's not even a worry now. 25 and 26-year models come with that the way I want it, so no big deal. In 25, they removed the B-pillar keyless entry keypad, and they made it a third-party stick-on accessory that you can buy, and it looks horrible. And most dealers that install it for you put it on crooked anyway, and it looks horrible. So I definitely didn't want that. For 26, they've brought that back. So you can now get it integrated into the B-pillar, built into the truck, and it's not coming standard on all trims anymore like it used to, but it's a good step in the right direction, at least. So, so that's cool. One big thing that I noticed Ford is doing right now that caught my attention, I've done some research on it. They're offering a Ford connectivity package. For $750, it claims lifetime premium connectivity. Now, what that includes would be, access to using Spotify and streaming apps on the truck, directly on the truck, because the truck has an internet connection. It also includes their connected navigation, which is normally something they charge yearly for you to use. And I'm not sold on the navigation. I'm not convinced it's the best thing in the world, but it does have things like, you can set your trailer height. So if you're towing a 13-foot trailer behind you, you want to tell it, hey, I don't want to go under any 12-foot bridges. And it does have that ability, which I think that alone kind of makes it, stand out from the others, and why I would probably pay for it just to have it. I think there are other options that are better as far as navigation goes, but for that particular feature, I think it makes it worth it. And then on top of that, you also get Wi-Fi hotspot in the truck. Now, on the website, it says it's $749 for 7 years. And I'm thinking, okay, so you're prepaying 7 years worth of premium connectivity, Wi-Fi hotspot, connected navigation. I think there was probably something else. I don't remember what it was. So I thought that's decent, 7 years. You break it down, it's like $9 a month for 7 years. That's pretty good. If the hotspot's unlimited, that's really good. But I got to reading into it further, and it's not just for 7 years. It's a lifetime connectivity program, lifetime of the truck. It's just that Ford suspects that 5G will be dead in 7 years. So they're only guaranteeing that it will work for 7 years. And then once 5G's dead, then, we'll be on to whatever's next. But I'm not convinced on that. 5G is the standard right now. There's not even anything being tested. I mean, I'm sure it's being tested, but not like public, for anyone to even use above 5G. And 5G is pretty dang fast. I mean, it's capable of like 1.2 gigabit just off of it. I don't know that we need more speed than that to our phones. So, I don't know, maybe in 7 years, maybe they know more than I do at this point. But I feel like that's a really good deal. Even if it's guaranteed only for 7 years, it's a really good deal. But if it continues beyond 7 years, say 5G stays up for 10 years, you've just cashed in. That's an amazing deal. So I'm definitely going for that with a 26. So anyway, I've sent over a build spec for a 26 now. They're gonna get with me on MSRP and then X-Plan pricing, and I'm trying to get them to come down a little on top of X-Plan. I'm a returning customer. I've spent tons of money with them, And this obviously would be a cash deal, so there's no reason, you know, work with me here. Do something for me. And I told him, I was like, you know, I'm already looking elsewhere. Just kind of, you know, keep my options open. And I'm going to take the best deal for me. I'm not going to be brand loyal to a certain dealer or anything like that. So I'm just looking for the best deal. We'll see where that goes. It all depends on Tesla buying back my Cybertruck. At this point, I'm kind of hopeful they will. It is continuing to have more issues like it's always had. And I do have a service appointment next Friday to get that worked on again. So we'll see. I think at this point, you know, I'm pretty motivated toward getting it sold back to Tesla. And if they try to back out at this point, I probably will contact a limited law attorney, just because you know, at this point, I think we could have done better. It's not a bad truck by any means. I mean, it's drivable, which is more than you can say for a lot of lemons, but they really could have just done better. And yeah, that's where we're at. So we'll see where it goes. I'll let you know if they do end up buying it back or agreeing to buy it back without getting an attorney involved. And you know, we'll just do what we have to do. But I'm pretty sold on this 26 Super Duty idea. Everything I hated about the 25s, it's back for 26. I think the only thing they haven't really changed is that B&O sound system. For 23, it was an 18 speaker, and in 24, they made it a 14 speaker. 25, it continued to be a 14. I haven't heard as far as 26, but I could only assume it will continue to be a 14 speaker. However, you can add a kicker sub to the build before you can get it. So that's interesting. I did spec that on the 26 as well, just because I don't remember what it cost, but it wasn't much. Kicker sub, make it a little bit nicer. So yeah. All right, well, I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you updated, and hopefully this moves along pretty quickly now that we've actually got Tesla on the ball about it. So we'll see.